Cushing's Island. There's like a group of little islands just right off Portland there, and it was beautiful. We little kids, and we jumped up and down on the bouncy juniper bushes, which we thought was a trip, and played in these old World War II gun emplacements, these bunkers that they still have out there on the islands.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's great. It
was amazing.
Well,
amazing.
Well, anyways, jumping into life, where does season 2 find Charlie Cruz this year?
Well, in terms of the conspiracy and why did he go to jail, who set him up, we find out that we find the gun at the end of last year. We find out who pulled the trigger. The beginning of this season, we'll find out who hired that guy. We'll find out that he's actually pretty close to home, and but we'll find out pretty quickly that he's a junior partner in a larger conspiracy. And then we'll go after the other guys. So, this is a show where there's a crime every week, and you can enjoy that. And then the conspiracy theory, which is the overarching story, which is the crime of his life, which is why the hell was he set up and sent to prison for 12 years? You'll get answers pretty quickly. You won't be left hanging for ages just for one answer. You'll get a series of answers. So it should be fun.
One of the things I really like about Charlie is that he's not your typical detective. He's different from the other guys. What is it about this type of a character that attracts you to the role?
Well, I think there's an unresolved conflict in him that he'll always have. I think he was a regular Joe. Wanted to work 20, get his pension, have a wife and 2 kids, a dog. And he got caught up in the middle of something. He went to jail for 12 years, maximum security prison. And that's the dark side of his life experience, and he fights daily to suppress that, not allow that to overwhelm him. But at the same time, he wants to know why it happened, and he's a little angry. So, as an anger management tool, he's embraced the way of Zen. It keeps him calm. It forces him to live in the here and now and enjoy life in the best, to its full potential. So, and because he's altered by his experience in prison, he has this childlike quality. He comes out and life is new and fresh and interesting to him. So everything is there to be savored and experienced for the first time. And that gives him a very innocent quality and a charming, boyish quality, I hope. And but at the same time, there's that conflict, with his real life experience. So that's what drew me to the role, those contradictions, and they're fun. They butt up against each other constantly, and they're fun to play.
Do you get a lot of input into the development of how Charlie evolves over the season?
I don't, and I don't request it either. I have a lot of confidence in Rand and Farr, the guys who created the show. They're very talented. I took the show because I love the script so much, and occasionally you might hear me say, you can't have light without dark. So, the commitment to the lighter tone of the show, I think resonates more strongly if we do occasionally see his internal conflict, his struggle, just at what cost to him it takes for him to find the lightness in his life and in the world. So, but everyone's pretty much on the same page. There isn't too much need for those discussions, actually.
You certainly nailed the accent, the American accent, so beautifully. What is your approach to sort of that voice of Charlie?
Well, I think the trick with accents is not even so much the accent, but the rhythms, the musicality, because you can hear someone, hitting an accent perfectly, but using rhythms from their own accent, and then it never quite rings true. So it's about finding rhythms, musicality, and for Charlie, there's an upbeat quality in the way he speaks. But generally, the American accent is a flatter accent than the English accent. When people imitate an English accent, they all go up and down like that, like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins. Because I think that's how we sound to you guys. So for an Englishman, it's important just to kind of flatten it out so you don't have that up and down quality. Otherwise, it wouldn't sound American. So that's what I pay most attention to.